Hey everybody, Steve with Three Fat Truckers. As always, I'm sitting here with my two buds, Dave and Bill. How we doing, boys?
How you doing? Beat
Pretty
you that
good,
time,
pretty
beat you
good,
that
pretty
time,
good, pretty
beat you
good,
that
Dave.
We're here on our second day at the Expedite Expo here in Fort Wayne, Indiana at the Memorial Coliseum. We're sitting down here with Justin.Tara from Hotel Engine. How we doing, Justin?
I'm doing well. It's been an interesting week.
Interesting week.
Yeah.
Did we travel a little ways to get here?
Did. So we're headquartered in Denver. I'm out of Denver. My colleague's out of Phoenix. So 2 flights to get here, which is always fun. I'm not the best flyer.
Gosh.
Arms tired now?
Yeah. It took all day.
Worst time.
Yeah. Had to do a big breakfast to get here on time. Yeah.
Yeah, we did a big breakfast.
Should have got him some of that Big Rigs coffee and got him here.
There you
Real
go.
strong stuff.
Yeah. Hotel Engine. What we doing there? What do you do?
Yeah, so I think the best way to describe Hotel Engine is we are a free online booking platform. So what we do is we work with businesses and business travelers, help them provide discounted hotel rates to their business unit. So for example, here at the Expedite Expo, we're working with a lot of the big the trucking groups, owner-operators. We want to make sure that your drivers can get discounted hotel rates if they're booking it on their own, or if maybe there's someone in the office or administrative team that has to set up lodging for breakdowns, repairs, things
Sure.
like that.
Now, do you cater more to hotels that are for the trucking industry that have truck parking?
Yeah, I'm glad that you brought that up. So
Because that was
That's his
I
biggest.
that was my I would look for apps on that kind of stuff because I used to haul oversized loads and we were set on curfew hours and certain curfews for cities and states and towns and just in general that state for a curfew for no running at the dark, sunrise sunset kind of deal. And when you'd go to try and find a hotel, the hardest part was finding one that had truck parking, let alone have parking big enough to put an oversized load in or something like that.
yeah, so one thing that I would say is Hotel Engine. We've been around for about 8 years, and
Okay.
we are the world's fastest growing lodging network. So really what that means is we're constantly investing in different industries and product enhancements that can help folks specific to transportation.
Sure.
So one of the things that we've done recently, and we've always had this feature, but we've enhanced it in the last year, is RV and truck parking as a filter. So if you're out on the road, or if there's someone in dispatch looking to find a hotel nearby in Fort Wayne, for example, they can sort through the RV and trucking filter, and they'll see the properties that are available to you. And then one step further is you can also view the map of that hotel property on Hotel Engine. That way you can see from a Google Map view, oh, okay, maybe the parking lot might be a little tight, but there's a frontage road, or there's an area where I could, in fact, keep my
Something I
truck.
can get in and out, get down right.
Yep.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
That'd be very, very helpful at times.
I don't know. I'm not fat. I can get in every little small spot.
How are you one of the 3 fat truckers then?
Well, we won't go there.
we were hired. Where they all? I used to work at the same place they did. They were hiring us by the pound for a while.
We literally do still drive. This is a hobby, 100%.
Yeah.
And me and Bill over here, last couple months, been doing a lot of dump trailer work. Dump trailers 40 foot long is like pulling around a string after dragging
Yeah.
53 footers around
Sure.
all day long. So I can pull in any gas station now and run in and get something to drink or coffee or something, and where normally you can't do it. So
Yeah.
but like he said, the pain in the ass of trying to park, which has become one of trucking's biggest problems.
Well,
right
and they've
now.
got stuff out there
so
for getting more parking for trucks and stuff too. Supposed to be
supposed to be.
coming
Some
around.
legislation being
Yeah.
talked about, I guess.
Okay, now we're gonna go with your name. I read that, and the first thing I thought you were was an APU.
Okay. Can you tell me what
Hotel
an APU
engine?
is?
Auxiliary power unit.
That is
Thing
not.
It's on the side of the truck.
That makes air conditioning.
So the engine,
Oh, I
the
got
engine
you.
doesn't have to run.
I
They
call
can
it a
run
pony
that,
motor.
save
Yeah.
fuel.
And I see
That makes a lot of sense. I could
I
see
did,
how
I
the
thought
name, you're like,
hotel,
oh, these guys
because-
are a product, not
because
a
that
tool.
Well, I come
APU
across
is
one.
running the hotel on the truck kind of.
That's kind of what I
Wow.
was thinking. I'm like,
You're getting your air conditioning, your electricity, your heat, all that stuff.
he's making a note of that.
I mean, wow, I didn't even think about that. I'm
Yeah.
sure, it's funny when we're here at the expo, we have a lot of people like, what do you guys do? And for us, it's like, oh, isn't it kind of obvious? Like, we're helping you book hotels. And then
Yeah.
once you start to describe that, the light bulb turns on. And I think
Yeah.
a lot of people
Well,
probably had
now-
that same thought.
Some of
Well-
these on this side, not so much. More on that side where they're using the vans and stuff. That would be very useful for them more than, I mean, some
well,
of these guys do.
and the name
hotels.
itself, our age group.
Engine.
When we hear engine, we're thinking that. Your age group, when you hear engine, you're thinking your phone, computer,
Right.
stuff like that. When we hear engine, we're thinking.
Thinking 357.
Yeah, exactly.
4-barrel.
Exactly.
High end rise intake.
David, something you said is, maybe the Expediter vans versus, a tractor trailer. There might be a big difference in hotel needs. Obviously, that's true. But what we've come to find is the transportation and logistics groups we work with, there's an obstacle staying organized and cutting costs with like breakdowns, right?
Right.
We obviously, no one wants a breakdown, but when
Right.
you have one, you need to stay in a
has.
hotel.
Yep.
And so what we're doing is we're providing nearly 800,000 hotels on our platform.
Lived it 2 weeks ago.
There you
Know
go.
Exactly what you're talking
Right,
about. Lived
right.
it 2 weeks ago.
So we want to make
So-
it easy, whether it's someone out on the road with our mobile app to book a hotel, or
Mm-hmm.
maybe it's someone on dispatch or safety or maintenance.
So you do have a mobile app, because looking here, it was
We
saying
do.
.com,
Yeah, so
on your card.
the way that you can use Hotel Engine is, if I'm a dispatcher and I need to get some folks in hotels, I can go to the website, I can log in under my company's Hotel Engine account, go ahead and book, go about my day. If I'm a driver, I'm not going to have a laptop or an iPad that's maybe connected to the
Ain't rode with
internet.
Bill, have you?
Maybe not.
I'm probably an exception.
Right, but I would say 9 out of 10 folks are just going to pull out their smartphone
Uh-huh.
and maybe try to go to like a hotels.com or Googling what's around. Instead,
But I do.
use Hotel Engine. You're going to save more, and you're going to keep all your information in one easy-to-use app.
Now, as far as the app goes, is there a fee on the app to use the app?
No, so Hotel
To be
Engine
able to book one?
is free to use. The way that we make our money is strictly off of the partnerships with the hotels.
And
So,
how big a discounts are you guys able to give to the
so
drivers?
upwards of 60%, but on average 26% versus what you might see on a hotels.com or a Google
Yeah, yeah.
search.
Well, I could see some bookings coming up here in my
Well, I use. I mean, I got a couple apps that I use to get hotels when I
Right.
come meet these guys or whatever we're doing, and it seems like every one that you use, and it happened to me when I came here that they got overbooked,
Yep.
didn't get the room or the size bed I needed, So
You fit fine in a twin bunk bed.
my feet hanging off.
Mm-hmm.
But you said they've been in business for 8 years now.
Yeah, about 8 years. So we actually spun out of our sister company. It's called Travelers Haven. And what they do is they specialize in like workforce lodging, long-term apartments, housing for construction crews, et
Sure.
cetera. We noticed a lot of the clients were having short-term stays, maybe a couple months, couple weeks, or even a few days. You don't need an apartment for that. You just need a hotel.
Sure.
And so that kind of got the wheels in motion, pun intended, for Hotel Engine to start. And we've been doubling in size the last 3 or 4 years.
I like that hotel engine start.
Yeah. And so yeah, we've been around for a little while, and
Like
like
the way
I
he
said,
keeps this rolling down the road here.
fastest growing booking platform in the world.
Well, pretty cool. You guys said you guys are based out of Denver, Colorado.
Yes, sir.
So
Can
if
you
they
do
want
something with the snow, makes it a pain in the butt
the
to drive through there.
snow,
The
The
snow's
snow.
not too bad in Denver. I mean, the thing is, at least it'll be
It
melted.
is
the
on
next day.
70. Well, that's Indiana. You don't like to wait.
Yeah.
The weather, just wait an hour. It'll change.
Yep, that's true. Denver,
No,
you're going to get all 4 seasons.
I've
in the
came
same
into
day.
Denver before you get into Denver and be in a monster pile of snowstorm and get to Denver and it is sunny and 60 degrees.
Well,
and you're
my-
at the bottom of the valley from the top of the deal, and
My
it's totally
grandson's
different.
wedding we did in Colorado at Keystone
Yeah.
Ski Resort.
Absolutely.
June. Went up there to the top of the hills to get married by some Indians, and snowstorm hit. Couldn't get the people up because they shut the because lightning and thunder.
Yep.
Got almost 2 foot of snow that afternoon. It was a mess.
Yep. We used to go out there to Pikes Peak out there, and you watch the temperature in your car at the bottom and watch it when you get to the top. It'll
Yep.
drop 15, 20 degrees.
It's a totally different
Yeah.
climate no matter where you're going to be going in
Yep.
Colorado.
So they want to get your app is available on, I assume, Google,
Yep.
Apple, all
Android and Apple. So the way that Hotel Engine works is we are free to use, but we are an invitation-only platform. So we, Hotel Engine, we need to invite a business, an owner, operator, et cetera, create an account, and then you'd be able to log in and access the inventory.
Gotcha.
Same thing with their drivers.
Yes.
We'll
So
use that for the the
Exactly.
company gets it and the drivers can.
yeah, so a good example is Highfield. So whenever they have a maintenance-related stay, right, their maintenance crew is booking and paying for the stay, right? That's their company policy.
Right.
However, we created a separate account specific for the independent contractors. That way, if they just want to book a hotel for themselves, if they've been running on the road for a month at a time, and they're like, I want to get out of the sleeper for a night,
Right.
Sure.
they can book their own hotel. So we created those two separate accounts for Highfield.
That's cool.
Cool. Well, hey, we'd like to thank you for stopping by today. I'm gonna check into this myself.
Yeah, please.
He's
do.
down in Tennessee.
I
we
think
make
my
him
mom
travel.
already hit you up over earlier because I think I seen her in her hand had a card.
Yeah, we'll
so.
create a Three Fat Truckers podcast account.
There we go.
As access.
There we go.
And then one other thing, if I can mention, it just is important for the owner operators and independent users is folks are typically brand loyal when they're working out on the road, right? Hilton, Marriott, et cetera. You can continue earning those rewards points through Hotel Engine. Can't use them, but you can continue earning them on the
Earning
platform.
them, yeah.
And then we also have our very own free rewards program that each time you book through Hotel Engine, you're earning points that you can apply to future stays.
Well, cool.
Do you stand a better chance of getting rooms, tough rooms, with this app versus other ones?
So I'm not exactly sure like what you would define as a tough room. Is it just a busy area
let's
or last
say
minute?
you're coming to the show in Fort Wayne and everything's booked up that you can find, and I get a hold of you guys. And is it you guys?
Preferred.
What I'm trying to say is, do the hotels provide you with a more chance of? Because don't get me wrong.
Sure.
I went up to Holland, Michigan, and I called, and nobody had any rooms. And I went through a couple of them. And then I drove by, and I physically called one directly, and they had 2 rooms.
Okay.
And then they told me that they're reserved. It was late enough in the day. They're reserved for people like you that have something. We partner with this people. We're in charge of the room. Do you guys get that kind of partnership with hotels?
So I wouldn't say we have like a preferred room or like a guaranteed room necessarily.
Right.
We do have live inventory. So again, if the Super Bowl's in town, there's not going to be a lot of
Right, you're not
lot of
gonna-
rooms
right.
available. Having said that, though, we do have a lot of buying power and strong relationships with the partners because they had to agree to be on our platform.
Right. Sure.
I do have an example. We did speak to another booth earlier today. They were telling us about their corporate travel program. Not going to name names, but they were unable to book the Holiday Inn across the street here through their services. But my colleague Ashley and I booked that same hotel through Hotel Engine. So that might
the
answer.
girl who runs it, I can hook you up with
that,
the
that
name.
might answer the question right there.
Yeah, that's kind of what I was, I wanted to know, because I don't mind using a good service and something, but I also know if it's going to benefit me. We had somebody help us with the Mat Show last year.
Sure.
They
And
came
it was
down.
all screwed up.
Well, conventions are typically going to have some partnerships with
Right.
hotels.
But it wasn't really I wasn't over impressed with the savings because the helper of whoever got the savings, I didn't get the savings.
I see what you're saying.
Yeah, they helped me. They made sure I got it. They took care of all the stuff. But basically, they got the saving that I saved by not. If I booked, because I went ahead and checked everything long before. And then they come to us and said, we have people to help you with this. So.
Yeah, so I think if you're using Hotel Engine, there's a pretty good chance you were going to be able to get lower rates and inventory.
That's what
I'm not going to guarantee that,
Yeah,
especially with a trade show
yeah,
nearby.
with the trade show is tough. But like we've discussed, we drive truck for a living.
You're driving a truck.
I don't need to be across the street. I don't need to Uber across the street. I didn't fly in. We're going to drive to where we're going. I'll get in the damn car and drive down there.
You want to make it easy to find a hotel.
Yes.
You want it to be cost effective.
Yes.
You want to be able to park your truck there.
Yes.
And that's exactly what Hotel Engine provides.
Perfect.
One other thing I'll mention on like the carrier side is, one of the presentations last night by Expediter Services was about labor shortages
Right.
and difficulties retaining and satisfying your drivers. that's one of the things that Hotel Engine is trying to do. Is if you have well-rested and taken care of drivers, they're going to be more satisfied. You're going to have higher retention.
I know these guys ain't
And it
bitched
could-
near as much to me today.
and it
'cause
could
I
be a
got
good
sleep last
differentiator.
night.
Yeah, it could be a good differentiator for you as you're
Yeah.
competing with a tighter labor market.
It is. It is. Who you texting?
I'm setting us up account.
Oh,
I'll do it myself. I'll go to my booth. I'll send you an invite. That way, we'll be in communication. Look at Steve. He's already.
he's
going
on
at
it. Usually Bill's doing it, but
He's doing his homework in class.
Never.
That way he ain't got to take his books home.
That's wonderful.
that's right.
Well, thank you guys so much for having us.
No,
Like I said,
this
we
is
are
wonderful.
free to use.
We're here to
Yeah.
help get this out, the
And
word
there-
out a little
I
farther.
wish there was more of this as far as cater to truckers. I mean,
Well,
15 years ago, because
everybody, the big thing right now is Buc-ee's. Buc-ee's is that. Not him. They don't
Okay.
cater to truckers. They
Okay.
don't want truckers at their place.
I wonder
So,
why. Bad rap.
I guess. So Buc-ee's does not build them for trucks.
Well,
you can't get in there with trucks.
Hotel Engine's opposite. We're trying to get more transportation folks, more logistics, trucking. It is one of the biggest investments that we're making right now. To be completely honest, our bread and butter is usually like a construction team,
Mm-hmm.
right? Hey, we need 10 guys on site, 2 weeks. Can you help us find hotels?
Right,
we need
right.
receipts to bill our clients. That's exactly what we provide, but we've noticed that.
Might as well get into this.
Yeah, we've noticed that hotels are
yeah.
obviously a big ticket item for the transportation and logistics.
Wonderful,
community.
perfect.
Wonderful.
So
Well, thank you guys for having me. It was great.
really,
Yeah, it's
always
been a
love
fun
it.
weekend.
Yeah,
thanks
especially
for
when we can
it.
benefit from it because we do
Well,
travel
no,
around.
yeah, I mean, it just would make it so much easier.